The whole money they get from their politics, they invest it to make sure they keep us in captivity because they found relevance in the zoological republic. These people are no longer leaders, and they can never ever be referred as leaders. We have a bunch of strangers in our midst who claim to be leaders. Strangers is what we have, and they claim to be leaders. Strangers. Strangers who don't know where they come from. We don't know where they come from. We don't know who gave back to them. We don't know who they represent. Every one of us have to stand up and begin to see things clearly. These politicians are evil, and are evil they will remain. We must not give them a breathing space. But you don't just say you wouldn't give them a breathing space. When you begin to create a scenario for them, create a video for them to use against yourself, you think you're doing yourself good? You give a video to the politicians to use against you. You see a video that portrays Biafra as evil, as troublemakers. You see a video that portrays Biafrans as murderers, and you share it. You help them to share it and promote it. We must not share or promote such videos, whether it is right or wrong, whether it is true or not false. Don't share it. Whether if it is true or not true, don't share it. And I believe and I pray that it is not true. Because anybody that shares the innocent blood of the Biafran will definitely pay. I don't care who you are. You have no right to take the life of your brother or your sister. You have no right to do so. We have to be more careful because the enemy, the real enemies against us are these politicians, these strangers that call themselves politicians. These Igbo elites, group of strangers who have occupied our land and they call themselves Igbos, and they found themselves in the aim of affairs. We have to look for a way to chase them out of our land. If we don't chase them out of land, they're going to chase us out of our land. These people are evil. And I want to play a video I saw of somebody who was exposing, what do they call him? Soludo. Soludo, who went and said that we are the cause of all the problem in Anambra State. Somebody came and exposed him and his evil. I want us to pay attention to this video and hear for yourself. Hear for yourself what Soludo is doing in Anambra State, so that you will not be deceived. They do these things because they want to paint us evil. They want to paint us bad. They want us to do bad before the whole world. We must not allow them to succeed. I want us to listen to this very video.
What killed Azoka? You think I'm a fool? I'm not a fool. I said I will tell you what killed Azoka. And you are telling us,
I watched this video. This is our brother who house member, representing the higher American. Do you understand me? But I would see a lot of things about Anambra State government. Besides, also no Macau, Babu, Honorable Azuka. No understanding, Kaunu, Rogafu, Jaraso, the Napoleon, Warrior. You understand me? Up to today, now I don't see anything concerning the honorable. You don't get my point. When I go into the game, go defend this our brother representing Diana. You understand? That's in a video concerning Anambra State government. It's operates. What shall we do?
What killed Azoka? You think I'm a fool? I'm not a fool. I said I will tell you what killed Azoka.
Okay.
And you are telling us, I know what killed Azoka. What killed Azoka? Azoka, okay, who killed Azoka, rather? Yes. I know who killed Azoka. Who killed Azoka are those suspects who were arrested and later escaped. from police custody. Have you told Anambra how they managed to escape? The story of how they escaped. Have you told Anambra in details? If I ask you, they answer me.
Pay attention.
What killed Azuka? Azuka came to Oka. 6:30 p.m. He called me that he came to take his Christmas rice. On 22nd of December 2024, I was with Azuka late night. We were discussing something now. Yes, now. He was the bridge we needed to impeach the governor. And we wanted to impeach him. We needed just one person.
Huh?
We needed just one person. And we co-opted Azuka. We met on 22nd of December. On 24th of December, you sent a message that the governor got rice. The House members should come and take rice. And Azuka came. Before he came, he didn't call me. When he came, he called me. I said, why didn't you tell me you were coming? You should have told me you were coming. None of them would join in the way they run. And then nobody would still beat them. House of Assembly. I said you would have called me before coming. If you had called me, I would have told you what is obtainable for you. Now what you were coming to take was 21 units of 55 kg of rice. All of you wanted to suspend your father, not me. Suspend me now. Suspend me. We will fight for that house and I will beat all of that. Fire. Set for a joke. You want to suspend me? You as Africa House members, you as the ruling party House members, party in power. Does he have respect for any of you, including the speaker? Can any of you reach the governor on phone? If there is an emergency in your place now, can any of you call the governor that there is a crisis in your place for him to deploy, to call the commissioner of police to do what they're supposed to do? There is no return with the fire. I said, what you came to collect is 1 unit of 25 kg of rice. I don't know how you're supposed to share it to your constituency. Maybe your constituency will come with the small cup, or you share it in grain, or you share it in grains to them. He said no, he didn't know that this was what he was coming to do. I said, you don't come on Canada, they go. You will not come to the come on Canada, they go. The class of assembly. Then they collected the rice. 1 unit, 5 kg of rice. For Christmas, will not be Easter, not be New Year. For Christmas, Almighty Christmas. What do you want our constituents to say to us? What do you want our constituents to do with us during the Christmas period? Person will visit honorable don't give them 1 bag of rice. Now what do you plan? To set us up against Anambra? Don't be so. He collected the 1 bag of rice. He didn't get home anymore.
Okay.
He didn't get home anymore. On the first meeting we had with the governor, what he told us was that we cannot impeach him. That he is the one who appointed the chief justice of the state. That if we impeach him, he will set up a committee to look into it, and that committee will be sent by him, and he will appoint Glamour as the head of the committee. And then we can now imagine what the report of the committee will be if Glamour is the head of the committee. Glamour is the chief protocol or one-to-one. Now you can't impeach him. He stripped us of our powers on the first day of meeting with the governor. And he didn't even call us to tell us this alone. He called all his commissioners to embarrass us before them. And all of you were there. I left the hall. I was the only person that left the hall. All of you were there. I've got into it. If you're not lie, make I give you video. If you say I lie, if anybody comment a lie now, I will post all the video. Your governor told you that you can't impeach him. You can't move motions. You can't oversight the commissioner. What then are you doing? How can you function? Every day, motion of commendation. Why should I come to the House of Assembly to come and do motion of commendation? What the only thing we were allowed to do was motion of commendation. Remember how you panel-beat my motion, panel-beat. It got done to appeal. Remember when we went to Enugu for the tweet? I said, is there no way the House of Assembly can have a compelling power on the executive? He said, no. When we do it, okay, we said we form a committee. He said we will form a follow-up committee that will be following up every resolution of the House to make sure that the governor complies with it. I have that committee now. I have the committee. Motions are useless to us in the House because we're not allowed to move motion of request. We're not allowed to move motions that reflect what our people need. You want me to be moving motion of commendation? What am I commending the governor for? I'm not from Aguada. I'm not from I'm from Mayabelu. What has he done for me to commend? And they say the list that is allowed is motion of commendation. I cannot move motion of commendation for the governor. He did nothing for my people. Truth be told, the governor is not lazy. He's working in some places, especially in the South. But you should remember that he's not a governor of the South. Rather, he's a governor from the South for the state, for the Anambra. Alright? You should remember, because there's no way you will exclude us because we are from the South, but we are from the North. You can't exclude us while you collect our monthly allocation. So because we don't get fathers, we don't get American folk, we don't get actors. Now why you go come I am carry our constituency project, our local government allocation without respect all the God. You don't be able to make it do magic, make it deceive us more. Make you use small projects, deceive us, make you come out high. Then make you do what you want to do. You must show us you will be full completely. Must you do that? Must you do that? I never want to start with you now. Let me see your nonsense allegations. You say they reply what you don't know. You reply me. Come make me the public now. Let's go for the debate. Let's go on Alive TV.
Okay.
Make me and you do it. Make me talk. I gave the evidence to I will be outside. I'm no longer protesting as one boy. I'm protesting this as a house member who has been in government for 2 years. I know what I do. The roads you claim you are doing, the roads you are claiming you are doing. How much? At what cost? You brought a scandalous budget to us that you wanted to do road.
Pay attention.
You said it was because you wanted to give us stone base, with guarantee of minimum of 25 years lifespan. Then you can now confirm if these roads we are seeing that as they are constructing, it is collapsing, they are patching, they are mending. That road without 25 years will tell us your roads have not lasted 25 months, they have collapsed. Shamefully. Biafra to buy Taiwan. Mr. Governor, you know they try. You know they try. I will tell you this you don't know. I will tell you this you don't know. You said you wanted digital taxation. Digital taxation. That we should no longer give money to Agberos by hand. We should not give cash to Agberos. Do you remember? At the early stage. When you were newly elected, you said you don't want any more taxation, no more Agbero. Then, you brought my uncle from Monaco, all the way from Australia. You brought Christian Matbuku, a very bright-headed human being. He came and he said that the answer to it is digital taxation. Let them start using POS so that we have a single account. All of our revenue will be coming to single accounts. He gave you great ideas thinking you were sincere. When he introduced the digital taxation, before 2 weeks, when I know they move am, when I remove Christian Madibuku, I know they move am. As director of revenue, I'll be reached the position. When I remove Christian Madibuku, I know they move am. Now they ask now, can't you just come on air or take me to court? Make me another way with the top face to face. I'm not scared of facing the committee. Committee no get talk. If you question me for going to an oil facility in my local government, not a good fire. Because I've told you times that number, what is going on there? What have we been able to do as House of Assembly member? You said, you write letter, they don't come. You write letter, they don't come. They used to come, and we don't know. They come from back, they give us something. And the detriment of the host community that is supposed to benefit from the corporate social responsibility, which is in my constituency, in my people, that's when they should change. But they should change my people for personal gain. What is oversight to you? You are telling me to come on, to come with you. What is oversight to you? Oversight, I will go with you, come back and give me 30,000. You don't get respect, you need a fear. And they give my boys 30,000. What is oversight to House of Assembly? What ministry? Tell me what ministry the House of Assembly has been able to oversight and collections were made. House of Assembly oversight to you is envelope. They have a focus. Let's go and ask them. I show, I go. Then when you go to be more, you more give up. Not to collect, not to check that agency. Then you will collect, you will go behind to collect as usual. And shortchange the people who are supposed to. You told them that they did not do their corporate social responsibility, which they know they are genuinely guilty of. Instead of it to force them to go and do it, you do your usual way. You do your usual way.
You have had this revelation. It is a very, very disturbing one. And the person that is speaking is a member of the House. This is the idiot that is coming to accuse us of being responsible for all the atrocities in Biafra land. The same Soludo who come to the world and tell them that we are responsible for all the atrocities in the world. Look at him. This is a member of the House in Anambra State, exposing the evil they are doing, including murder, kidnapping. This man that is standing beside him is the man that he ordered his kidnap. They took the life of the man. The people who went to the operation were caught, and he released them. He released every single one of them. They disappeared. And he will still come boldly to tell you, you are the cause of the problem. These are the kind of leaders you have in Biafra land. Leaders that have become strangers. Igbo politicians. Leaders that have become strangers. Igbo politician. This is Anambra State. If you go to Imo State, the same thing is happening. Go to Ebonyi State, the same thing happening. Go to Enugu State, the same thing happening. Other Biafran part, like that is how this thing happens. Some places, the people have swallowed their problem and they just face it and go with it. This is why we must do everything humanly possible to get out of the zoological republic. You can imagine these are the people, they are the one that groom the talks. When the talks now grow wings and begin to act, they now push them up. They become Biafran agitators. And when they become Biafra agitators, they begin to commit crime everywhere. And then they begin to report the same crime that they taught them how to do. The same crime that they taught them how to do. When you see these things and you're not worried, I don't know where your conscience is. When you see this kind of news, information coming out, you're not worried. I don't know where your conscience is. This is why we must get out of the zoo. And everything about the zoo is just unimaginable. Both in the federal level, in the state level, and this thing that you see happening in the federal is being powered, sponsored, and promoted by the federal. They continue to promote all this evil. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. All these things are indices to show that Nigeria is a failed state. And no sensible person will continue to associate him or herself with the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. No sensible person. No sensible person will continue to associate himself with this criminal entity. It is sad. It is very, very sad and disturbing. How long are we going to keep silent and continue to watch this evil unfold every blessed day? How long are we going to be continue to pretend that it is not happening? Meanwhile, it is happening. A country where the people that are in charge are all fraudsters. I saw a video where policemen were busy counting the money they stole. I want us to see it. Policemen were busy counting the money they stole.
Speaking of quality democracy, one major pillar of any government is security, right? And a lot of things rise and fall on security, which is why we're a bit shocked and also not shocked by this video that has now emerged online showing men of the Nigeria police. You can see the area command Asaba counting money. I should not feel.
Thank you, my brother. You are absolutely right. They are rulers, not leaders. You are right. You are very correct, my brother. You are completely correct. They are rulers, not leaders. That is the right word, rulers. Rulers that have become strangers in our land. We don't know where they come from. We don't know where they come from. We don't know what they come from.
That's option one. Option two, their salary. Maybe they just pay them salary, counting the salary. Option three. Option three, maybe they just collected bribe from the road. Good.
You see how they're making fun in their station?
Those are the options. Yeah, those are the options. So it could be that it's just bribe you took, or is it bribe now, or something, or extortion? Extortion. No, there are two parts to police money. There's the clear extortion. There are times with kind-hearted gratis, you know. I have friends.
You can imagine.
You just appreciate them for what they do, you know. There's the gratis. Then there is the you must drop. There are those. So we don't know which is. So we're calling out to the Delta State. So to find out, to help us know which of the options, which of the four options laying out. Let's list the option again for it's a popular PRO. I've forgotten that his name now. Yes, it's online. So option one is what was the option one? Option one, it could be money for fuel that was given by the police so that they'll buy fuel. Option two, It could be maybe salary. Option 3, it could be extortion and bribery. Option 4 is cooperating. Yeah, the money they are raising. I hope we're not accessories here, giving them options, but we must say this. We need to actually get to one where we don't end extortion, bribery in its entirety in the Nigerian police. I mean, I know great policemen that will tell you, well, I have as much as possible ensured to stay above board.
No, there are.
Yes, there are. We know that we want this to trickle down all the way, and we want to see a strong message from the police, both at the national and the state level, about this video. Okay, we just try to douse it by giving you all the options, but please, this is not a good narrative. On the international scene, imagine seeing that video trending, and you're wondering why is it the police can't? They're not a revenue generating agency. I can see all those squeezed notes. You know, they don't have to straighten those notes.
They are revenue generating agencies. That is what they are. You can pretend for all I care.
I trust the PPR, the force public relations. As soon as he sees this, if Olumi and he sees this, he's going to act. That I trust him for, he's going to act. But we have given him 4 options. Let's find out the option that is available.
That is the zoo for you. That is the zoo for you. Is this where we want to be? Is this the country we want to be part of? Go to the federal, the same thing. You go to state, the same thing. Bunch of idiots everywhere, right, left, and center. And they continue to give us bad names. They are the ones that are going to recruit the gangsters. They recruit the gangsters, they give them guns, use them for the election. The next minute, when they begin to operate to commit their havoc, they call them Biafra agitators. That is how they have destroyed our land. Because these rulers we have in our land, have created a very good environment for them, a very good atmosphere for the zoo to continue to perpetrate their evil. And we can no longer accept this. We can no longer accept this. We have accepted this, their madness, for a very long time. Enough is enough. Nigeria is a failed state, and we don't want to be part of that failed state. We don't want to be part of it. Whatever they have, we don't want to be part of it. Not anymore. We don't want to share from their idiocy. We don't want to share from their wickedness. We don't want. Not anymore.
The Inspector General of Police is still in office. He is a man that the law recognizes as...
No. I disagree with you.
The law...
You see? That is what you see in Nigeria. Even in their national media, they begin to lie against themselves. Even in the media. On national TV, they lie against themselves. Only few people, only few activists are bold enough to challenge them when they lie. They will lie. They will create a lie and push to the wall. I want us to listen to this challenge that Dore Farotimi challenged them and talked about it. Each time I hear where he does good, I will bring it out. In as much as even Dore Farotimi is also a one Nigerian, but he's getting tired. He's getting tired, but he doesn't have the kind of energy we have. He doesn't have the kind of force we have. There was a time this Dele Farotimi was calling for sit at home. He was calling Nigerians to sit at home. That sit at home, they said, is evil. He was calling them to sit at home. But he cannot be bold enough to say divide, even though he knows that's the solution. I want you to listen to this discussion.
The Inspector General of Police is still in office. He is a man that the law recognizes as...
No. I disagree with you.
The law...
The government and the law are not the same thing. The government commits a lot of illegalities, and there are a lot of legal things they also do, but there must be a distinction clearly made. Tinubu's word is not the law. The law is different from the government.
That is one thing in Nigeria. But in Nigeria, the government is the law. You see why we cannot be... In Nigeria, the government is law. They don't separate the government from the law. Whatever Tinubu says today stands as a law in Nigeria. This is why most of the time I talk in my program, I say that Nigerians are busy building strong men and strong women. And that is why I also advocate in the journey of Biafran struggle, we must not build strong men and strong women. Build institution. Build institution. The judiciary are the ones that are supposed to be interpreting the law. They are supposed to be interpreting the law. They make the law. They interpret it. They interpret the law. The executive work is to implement the law. Why the legislature is make the law? They make the law in the legislature, in the House of Assembly and the House of Senate. They make the law. They pass it to the judiciary to interpret. The judiciary is the one that has the right to interpret the law. And the executive himself is only to execute the law. But when it comes to Nigeria, all these things are in the hand of one man. This drug baron you're looking at here, he is in charge of judiciary. He's in charge of legislation. He's in charge of executive. And that is how Nigeria is running their system from the onset. Winner, win all. Once you win as a president, you win House of Assembly, you win judiciary. And anything you say is law. They don't even have time to pass things through law. They don't care about your interpretation. They don't even allow them. They make the law in Asorok. They make it and push it. And people in Nigeria have come to agree to accept it as a norm. Nigeria have accepted it as a norm. I thank God that Dele Farotimi is pointing it out here. That the executive is not the law. The president is not the law. The law has to be made by the legislature and then the judiciary interpret the law. But in Nigeria, the word of the president is law. What a shame.
And there are a lot of legal things they also do, but there must be a distinction clearly made. Tinubu's word is not the law. The law is different from the government. The government and the law are not.
There is an executive order.
Executive order cannot be found outside the boundary of law. If your executive order
is not questioned by the National Assembly.
Which National Assembly? The same National Assembly that changed national anthem in 72 hours.
Oh God!
They've told
Imagine.
They will do anything they are told by Bulaba. They are not arguing with the president. Anything he wants, they give him. Is that the same National Assembly that didn't have any oversight on the two most meaningful contract that this government has issued? The Lagos-Calabar Expressway did not pass through any oversight. It wasn't budgeted for. It wasn't in the national budget. The major power of the legislature is the purse. They never saw a budget for Lagos-Calabar Expressway. They saw no budget for the airport renovation. Are those the ones that they are saying that, please, the least we can do to ourselves is to at least tell ourselves some bare-faced truth. We do not have a legislative arm worthy of the name. So if the president, we're essentially in a dictatorship. It is whatever Tinubu wants that Tinubu gets. Monkey see, monkey do. He demands, he gets. If we can't tell this to ourselves, then we can't even tell the truth. What we do about it is different. What it is different.
Now you've had it. You have had it. You see how bad it is. We will continue to bring these informations to your doorstep for you to understand that there is no reason whatsoever. There's nothing you will look at and say, oh, because of this, let me remain in the zoo. The worst of the worst is the politicians in Biafra land. The elites, those that call themselves elites. Because I know they are not. Those that claim to be elites, they are evil against their people. How are we going to talk about it? How are you going to report it? What will you say about that? Their evil is so much that is unimaginable. It is unimaginable what they can do and what they are doing against their own people. Against their own people. Today, they are in the front of blackmailing every one of us. Even though they are the sponsors of the kidnapping, they are the sponsors of the thugs, They are the sponsors of the unknown gunmen and women that are operating everywhere. But at the same time, they will turn around and they will tell us it's Biafran agitators. They will say it's Biafran agitators. And then everywhere you go, they continue to push that narrative, Biafran agitators, Biafran agitators. Every one of us should be focused. We should not allow this narrative to change. And most importantly, those of us that claim to be fighting for Biafra, you must be very careful the kind of video you share. You must be very, very careful the kind of video you share. You must be very careful because our enemies are not joking. Our enemies are not joking. They are fighting tooth and nail to see that they stop us. When we are talking about the failure of Nigeria, some of you think it's only Biafra. It's not just about Biafra alone. Everybody in the zoological republic are tired. The only people that have the confidence to speak are the Biafrans. That is the difference. The only people that have confidence to fight is the Biafran people. Tired, everybody is tired. Everybody, nobody is tired. Everybody is tired. And they know that Nigeria is not meant to be. There's a video I saw where a pastor was saying that Nigeria was not created by God. Just recently, you saw the one that called himself Oversight, one of the criminals, was saying how God created Nigeria for him. Of course, his own kind of God created Nigeria for him. And today he's a billionaire, one of the richest person in Africa. And that is why God created Nigeria for him. But the truth is that God did not create Nigeria. He never did.
Nigeria, I do not believe it was created by God. I don't believe it. I believe that Elizabeth I got into a deal with the Ottoman Empire. And they had a deal concerning the Sudan. And those who care to buy the book, buy the book. It's written by a fellow called, the name of the book is The Martyrdom of Man. As far as Africa was concerned, two empires got together and decided that this land will go to the sons of Israel. It's self-evident. But let's not go there. This is not a political forum. This is a church. And the church has responsibilities